Hey YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Sports RNP. This week's episode is a little bit different. I've invited a friend to help me with the basketball segment, and the only other sport I'm going to talk about is cricket. So let's get right down to it. Now I know I've given India a hard time in the last couple of videos. I'm sorry to all the Indian fans out there, but we all have fun when you guys are doing bad. But I have to say that they've really turned it around, and I have to kind of eat my words back a little bit, as tough as that is to say. They completely swept Australia in the 3-match T20 series in Australia, and won all 3 games pretty easily. They scored 188 for the loss of 3 in the first and won that by 37, put up 184 in the second for 3 wickets, won that by 27. In the third, they put up 200 chasing, won that by 7 wickets as well. So scored almost 600 runs in 3 T20s. Unbelievable performance. And then they picked up 23 wickets from Australia, which really shows you that their bowling is getting up there. So, I have to say that they're back up to being a high threat for the T20 World Cup. They'll definitely be a team to watch out for, and I definitely think that they'll be a top 4 contender now for sure. Easy semifinal berth. Hey guys, so now we're going to be talking about basketball, and for today's segment, I'm doing things a little differently. I've invited my good friend Samir on the show. Thank you very much for coming.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
He's one of the basketball experts in our group. He knows a lot about the sport, and I thought it'd be fun to have him on. So let's start talking about the team that's actually on your hat, the Toronto Raptors. How good are they doing right now?
Those are my hometown Toronto Raptors. If you ask anybody that knows me from the start of the season, I've been saying this is a good team. We have a good team. We didn't start off the best, but we're showing our true colors right now. We're destroying the league.
Absolutely.
Honestly, we're on a tear. Franchise record, 11 wins in a row. I think 8 or 9 of them were at home. We beat the Clippers at home. That was probably the game that most people were fearing. The Clippers are a dominant team in the West. They do have Blake Griffin, Chris Paul, a lot of weapons on that team. Destroyed that team. Last night we had a good win in Detroit to push it to 11 games. So you're seeing great basketball from truly great team, and I have them as a dark horse to maybe even make it to the finals this year. We'll have to see how the season pans out. But
I think they can do it. But a question I have for you now is, a lot of people put Vince Carter's Toronto Raptors as the best Toronto Raptors that we've had. Do you think that this team is better? And do you think DeRozan is better than Vince Carter?
There's no question that this team is better overall. I mean, you look at just the All-Stars we have on our team. We have both Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan right now.
Yeah.
I don't really think DeMar DeRozan gets his credit at his position. I think he should have been a starter.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I believe, I guess there's a lot of guards in the East, so maybe you do get snubbed for another point guard, but he made it on because of the coaches, and the coaches saw him as an obvious selection, so good on him. DeMar, as a player, if he isn't better than Vince Carter yet, he will be.
Yeah, he's on pace to do great things here.
Every year he's gotten better. At first, when we first put the franchise tag on DeMar, you saw him in big situations, maybe make a mistake, dribble the ball wrong, hit it off his foot, do something with it. But, of late, when we need DeMar, he's there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially on this run, when Kyle Lowry is missing his shot, when Patrick's missing his, when Terrence Ross isn't playing well, our safety blanket has become DeMar in the mid-range game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Do before that. That's such a vital part. The way he can get people in the air and take his and one opportunities, and just the kind of strength you're seeing from him is just amazing.
Truly is. So now let's talk about something that took everyone by surprise. I think it definitely took me by surprise. The Cleveland Cavaliers fired their head coach David Blatt after a really, really good start. Do you know what's going on there? Because I definitely don't.
I was totally puzzled by it. You see a team short-handed, David Blatt and LeBron James in cohesion take them to the finals last year.
Agreed.
Everybody says LeBron carried the team, but if you're gonna give a coach the blame for having a bad season, you gotta give him the glory for a good season.
I agree. That makes sense.
I would say that David Blatt had a huge part in that run. And even till this point, the Cavs are the first in the East. And I think they they said they wanted the coaching change because of not being able to come up in big situations, and I believe that was more of a player sort of problem than it was really a coaching problem.
It has to be. I mean, my take on it is that LeBron James got pissed. Maybe he didn't get his chocolate pudding the way he wanted, or like he forgot his birthday cake or something like that, and he was like, "That's it, Blatt's out, game's over." Probably something like that.
I mean, we did hear a lot about the new coach Tyronn Lue being the highest paid assistant in the league before this. He interviewed for the job but didn't get it over David Blatt. So maybe this was always a plan B, and they just figured it was time now to take Lue out of these shadows and bring him in as the new coach or whatever.
Yeah. Just an odd time.
I think David Blatt did a great job, and I think he deserves another shot in the NBA.
Oh, for sure, 100%. He took the team to the NBA Finals in his first season as an NBA coach. Like,
and you saw history last year because 2 rookie coaches made it to the NBA.
Yeah,
Finals, right? We watched that together. Those were great games, but I mean, we'll just have to see where this goes.
Yeah, I agree. Last thing I want to talk about is something that we've had a bit of a disagreement on. I am a very big Golden State Warrior fan. I love the way they play basketball, and I think that they're going to win the NBA championship. But the disagreement we have is that I think that the Golden State Warriors will sweep the San Antonio Spurs because they are that much better. You think not?
I mean, it's almost like talking to a wall at this point. I mean, just like you just don't get it. I mean, the Spurs are a dominant force. The Spurs are not a team of scrubs. They're not. They're 39-8.
Yeah,
and that's a franchise record start for them. And I agree that the Warriors have 43 wins, but I mean,
and 4 losses, and only 4 losses.
The Spurs only have 8. I mean, there's not much of an argument. I mean, we saw Harrison Barnes hit a game-winning 3 over the 76ers last night, which I just think,
the win, might I add.
I just think if you have to hit a game-winning 3 over the 76ers at this point, you are a team that can be beaten.
Well, I mean, but when they played against Cleveland, there was no game there. It became practice. When they played against San Antonio, it became practice. When they played against a lot of teams, it's ended up being a 3-point practice session for the Splash Brothers and Coast.
Well, I mean, you mentioned both Cleveland and the Spurs, but you discounted my Raptors once again. But the two games against the Raptors were good games.
They were really good games. They were close, but the Golden State Warriors found a way.
No, we almost beat them. We almost found a way.
We did. But that's my whole point, is that you can try your hardest. You can play your best. But the Golden State Warriors just seem to have that extra bit of oomph that just always seems to get them over the line, except 4 times.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're seeing greatness from that team regardless. Regardless of what happens in this season series, regardless, you're seeing greatness.
I agree.
And I mean, what a season to watch in the NBA right now. You're seeing so many franchise starts. You're seeing players play at the most dominant of their levels. Steph Curry is averaging insane numbers. I think he was the youngest to reach 14,000 3-pointers made or something like that.
It's ridiculous. It's not even real life.
Like Steph Curry's the video game master right now. Like, absolutely. You just can't stop him. But I still think that the Spurs have a good chance at least winning 1 game in that series.
Well, I guess we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But let me just pose this last question to you.
Sure.
72-10 is the best NBA record of all time. Will Golden State beat it?
I want to see them do it. I really do. And I think they have the personnel, and I think they have the unique play style where they will. But what I can say is one of those losses will be against the Spurs.
I guess we'll find out. We'll have to wait and see.
But, I mean, they're on pace right now, and I don't think they'll get knocked off pace. You know, granted, there's no injuries in that roster. They do need the whole team to play.
Yeah.
You see, the one thing that makes Golden State so dominant is that their starters play one style and their bench plays another. Mm-hmm. Right, and it's like playing 2 different teams.
It's so tough. It's like so tough.
So overall, we just need to see them keep healthy, keep playing the way they are, and you'll see a historic basketball season.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to do it, by the way. I think they will do it. As long as they don't have any injuries, I don't see any team I don't see teams beating them 6 more times. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
All-Star break, and they've only had 4 losses, right? So, I mean, I think somebody said their schedule is pretty even on both sides of the break. So,
There's no reason for them to lose more than 6.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens then. Anyways, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. And we'll definitely do this again soon.
No, definitely. I'd like to come on anytime. This is a lot of fun. You know I like to talk, so anytime, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, that's it for this week's episode. As always, thank you guys very much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and comment and let me know what you thought of the basketball segment I did. You can also follow me on Twitter, SportsRNP, and like my Facebook page. I've added both links in the description down below. And as always, subscribe if you want to see more. Signing off for SportsRNP, this has been Shahrukh.
A lot of people are now,
What are you doing, man? Can you not tell I'm doing something? Oh my god, I'm sorry.